You hosted the first ever Thrift Festival in Ilorin, and it was massive. It was everywhere. It became the talk of the town. And you were a student. How were you able to do this? I mean, where did you buy that audacity from? How were you able to do this? We want to know. Definitely not from Tim, yes.
So, Yo Katangwa Festival thing started after we opened our working store in 2021. On the morning of the day, I was so tense that, oh my God, this is not my money. God, please come through. When the event started, everyone 1 hour were making like 1 million naira. I'll check my account. I saw 1 million naira stuff. I was so happy. After another 1 hour, 1 million naira stuff. I was so happy. So we were able to gather the whole capital that we used to create events, and we made our own profits from it as well.
Hi, and welcome to the Work Behind the Win podcast, a podcast where we do not only spotlight the successes of different entrepreneurs across different sectors, but we also drill down to talk about the struggles and the hustles that has led to this success. My name is Deborah Adejura, and I'm your host on this show. And today with me is a phenomenal entrepreneur who is the founder of Fallows Faculty and also hosted one of the largest, if not the first, Thrift Festival in Ilorin. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome with me the delectable Oyinola Falola. Drum roll!
Thank you.
Hi. You look so good.
Thank you.
And welcome on the show. Thank you for honoring our invite. Okay, so before we get into the discussion, I want us to play a quick game.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I think I am.
So I'm going to ask you some questions and you just give me a short answer. No pressure.
Okay.
Okay, so you're ready.
Yes. I was born ready.
Okay, let's have it. So what's one word your friend would use to describe you?
Resilient.
I love that. One business tool or app you can't live without?
That would be my WhatsApp business.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so first thing you do when you wake up?
I just lay in bed.
You just stay in bed?
At least for the first 5-10 minutes.
Wow.
I think.
A fashion item you never wear?
Serious. I don't know.
Think about it, 30 seconds more.
Never say never.
Never say never. Okay. So the best compliment you've ever received?
I think when people compliment my doggedness, it's how I run business and every other thing that I do.
Beautiful, and I think it's such a beautiful compliment. So what quote or mantra do you live by?
Live every day as it comes. No pressure.
Beautiful. If you weren't doing what you do now, what would you be doing?
I think that would be being in the education sector. I would be so involved in academia.
Really?
Wow.
Wow.
Or maybe fashion.
Or maybe fashion. But you're doing fashion already.
But I think academic.
Yeah. So one thing people don't know about you.
I'm thinking so hard. I can eat a plate of item 7 3 times.
Wow.
Small
Guys, like
I can't finish it at once.
once.
I have to eat it 3 times, and it's not just only item 7, like every other food. Once I'm using the item 7 portion for example,
for context. Okay. So what's your guilty pleasure after a long week?
Spending money.
Spend the money. So what would you spend the money on?
I have this bad habit of just walking into a mall or a shopping complex and just buying things.
Wow, so you just love shopping.
I just love shopping.
So finally, who inspires you right now?
Okay, I have a group of people, maybe not a group, yeah. On top of the list, I have the Olushola. Second on the list is Global Tammy. I think those are the two that top the list for
inspires you right now, and that's so beautiful, and it speaks to the kind of person that you are. Having those set of people inspire you. So that was amazing.
Thank you.
And we're about to go deeper. Okay. So for some people that are just seeing you for the first time, I mean, they're just hearing about Oyinola Falola, the lady that hosted the first and biggest, don't play guys, the first and the biggest Thrift Thrift Festival in Ilorin. So I just want you to make a quick introduction. Who is Oyinlola?
So I am a recent graduate of University of Ilorin. I won't say a lot of people don't know this, but I don't share it most of the times. Apart from that, I'm a registered nurse and I'm also a registered public health nurse. I am also an entrepreneur, like she said. I have a business called Falus Faculty, and Falus Faculty is like an household name that has like various departments under it. So it's more like, I won't call it a fashion brand because the vision that we have for it is not just fashion. Like,
beyond
fashion.
fashion.
It's going to have like so many other things. But right now it's just fashion. So we have various departments where we say like accessories, we have events like the Katangwa Festival, we have another segment where we sell just clothing and all of that. So apart from all of these, I love public speaking a lot.
Yeah.
And I just do it for fun. Not for fun. Yeah, I do it for fun. I don't do it for the money. I just do it for fun. I just love to like share what I've learned in my years of experience. I love fashion. I just love to like create content surrounding fashion. Like I'm going out, this is what I'm wearing. I love to record and just share with people in my small community.
That's so beautiful, and I must say I love your fashion content. And one of your most recent content that you've been doing, what I'm wearing to exam hall, or is that the topic? It's so beautiful. You have a beautiful and amazing fashion sense.
Thank you.
So I want to ask an interesting question. But before I ask that, how long have you been running Falus Faculty for?
So Falus Faculty has been on since 2018.
2018.
I finished secondary school 2017. Then I started Falus Faculty 2018. Although Falus Faculty started as a makeup brand.
Oh, really?
So yeah, immediately after secondary school, I went to learn how to do makeup. And the brand name then was Falus Makeover. So it didn't just make sense to me and all of that. And I had somebody who wanted to do a free logo for me, logo design. And the person asked for my business name. And I was like, I won't do makeup forever. And I wanted a name that could accommodate so many expressions of me. Like if I wake up tomorrow and I want to start selling food, I can easily use that name. Right, so I sat down, browsed, and that was the same time I was trying to like get into the university, and I was trying to understand what does a department mean in the university, what does faculty mean, what does like all this, like everything that encompasses like the university system. So I was like, okay, a faculty has like various departments under it, and I know that I have various expressions of me. So like, okay, I'm going to put all these expressions of me into a department, but there would be a faculty that would taking all these departments, and that was how Falus Faculty came in. Falus is acronyms of my name, Falola Oyinlola Stella. I had a nickname in secondary school. People call me Dr. Falus because they all believe that I am going to be a doctor.
Wow. And I think what you just said now is going to lead me to my next question, which is so beautiful. So let's talk about the 10-year-old Oyinlola. Right? What were your future ambitions?
I wanted to become a pilot.
Okay, that's so beautiful.
Pilot, wow. And I loved it so much. Like the whole idea of it and everything. I knew that I was going to make money from it. I was going to have this soft life. Like I just wanted soft life.
As a 10-year-old, beautiful.
Yeah. But then along the line, I had siblings, like older siblings, and I was speaking to them about it, and they were like, oh, you can do this, you can do that, if you get scholarship, because my parents don't have the money to cater for that. So I was doing my own mini research, how I'm going to like get a form, like the money that I would use to get the form is a lot. I am the sixth of 7 children.
Can you imagine?
From my parents. So like, there's no way my parents were going to sponsor that. They didn't have the resources. So I had to change the ambition to a doctor, which I know, like, at least they can still afford. Yeah.
And isn't it interesting that, I don't know, but I feel like 10, you know, when you pick out 10 random Nigeria person or whatnot, you know, 8 out of them would tell you maybe they wanted to become a pilot. Because I personally, I wanted to become a pilot. And it's just so interesting how, you know, we've transitioned and all of those things. So My next question, Oyinlola, you know, when you were talking the other time, so what I heard you say is that you started this business even before you started your nursing career.
Yeah.
So while you were trying to find admission into school, you started out a business. And if I'm correct, you started first as a makeup artist. So why did you decide to, you know, learn makeup and then become a makeup artist? Then I think along the line you transitioned to now doing fashion and all that. But in general, why did you decide to start a business?
So for me, when I didn't get admission for that 1 year, that's
Okay.
2018, I have siblings who are older and they are all females. So amongst them, we have like somebody who is a fashion designer and everything. Like literally everybody, all my mom's kids, they have one skill or
the
one
other.
business or the other that they do outside of their profession, right?
Yeah.
So for me, it was just my sister that told me who makeup was what was trendy then. So my sister was like, "Oh, we don't have a makeup artist in the house." I actually wanted to learn how to sew, but she was like, she already sews, and we don't have a makeup artist. Why don't I just go and learn makeup? So I went ahead to learn makeup. And that was how the whole makeup thing came into place.
about.
But it was not really my thing. I was not enjoying. I was making like little cash
Cool
from
cash.
it, but it was not my thing. So I just dropped it along the line.
So then you now started the Thrift business.
No, it didn't happen like that.
So
when I dropped the makeup thing, no, I was still doing the makeup even up until when I started the Thrift.
okay.
But like it was not full blown. I didn't go for an upgrade class, so it was just what I learned at that time. So I moved from that to selling accessories. So my sister, I was in Lagos. My sister has a store where she sells baby maternity items. So she gave me the capital. She took me to the market. She was like, along the line where you're doing your makeup, I can be selling accessories in that store. So she took me to the market, gave me the capital to start. Like more like she just dashed me. So I was selling my accessories in one side of a store. But then it moved from that. I got admission into school, and for another interesting fact about me, I was initially studying biomedical engineering.
For real?
University of Ilorin.
Can you imagine?
So, but what happened when I picked biomedical engineering? I was very good with maths. I think I am still very good
Still
with
very
mathematics.
good.
I love mathematics a lot. I think that should be a fun fact.
Interesting.
So I love mathematics a lot, and I was looking for something, and I also wanted to work in the medical line. So I was looking for something that could pick up my mathematics interest and also the medical interest, and that was what made me pick biomedical engineering. Why did I drop biomedical engineering? It was not what I envisioned it to be. It was more like I was just doing the Y, the X every day.
Yeah,
I was
of
looking
course
for
you
X.
will.
I was doing
You did engineering
differentiation,
maths.
permutation, combination,
Yes.
and all of that. Like was not interesting to me.
And I think before we continue this conversation, from all of the stories you're narrating now, I think one interesting attribute about you is that you always go for what you want.
Yeah.
You know, there are people who would always stay somewhere that they know that they can't thrive, but maybe because of what people would say, or maybe because of they want to please certain people, they would rather stay there than go and, you know, do what they think they are made of. And I think that is such a beautiful, beautiful attribute to have. I just thought, let me, you know, spotlight that.
So so as in my 100 level, before the whole exam thing, I'd already picked another jam form.
Wow.
So to study. Although when I picked that jam form, I put in for medicine, right? So, okay, let me just go for my medicine, my second love at least. I had a sister who is a late sister who is a nurse, right? So I think 2 weeks before her death, she just called me to come to her house, and we're just gisting, and she was like, "Oh, are you sure you still want to do this medicine? Why not going for nursing? Nursing has more, like, she sold nursing to me, like I could easily travel out in nursing, blah blah blah. I have time, work with shift and all of that." So I was sold in. I was like,
okay, let's do
so
it.
she gave me money that same day to go and do a change of course. So I did a change of course then, but I was still doing my engineering because I didn't want to put on my eggs in one basket. Why Unilorin did not give me mine. So I was waiting on my admission. Unilorin had not giving me admission for nursing, but I had engineering. So I was like, okay, let me just. My parents actually, I thank them for that. They didn't want me to lose one because I was expecting one, so they paid my tuition fee for 200 level engineering.
Shout out to mommy and daddy.
Actually, I did the whole course registration thing and everything. And in the middle of it, Unilori gave me admission, and guess what they gave me?
Wow. Nursing?
Microbiology. Sharp. I carried money. I was going to buy all this technical drawing, this thing. Yeah. I was going to do my engineering.
Wow.
Like, imagine ditching engineering for
to go and do microbiology. What sort of?
I told myself that I would endure anything that engineering throws my way. Like, it's actually, I think it was better. No shade to
microbiologists, but it is what it is.
Yes. So, but one day I was in one engineering class and I was just so tired. Like, everything they were doing was.
What am I doing here? I can relate.
Let me just check this thing again. Maybe it will change, because then they were moving people to other departments, and it was just a miracle. I just checked and I found out that they had moved me from microbiology to nursing. Wow. I was so happy.
Wow.
I was so happy. I left that class that day, went to my hostel. The next day like this, I bought like new notebook to start my nursing lecture. And that was it. So I started my business, the Thrift business, in my 100 level nursing. Although when I was doing my biomedical engineering in the hostel, I was selling eggs. I had a fridge. I was selling Zobo. I was making Zobo and selling it. So yeah.
So you've always been a businesswoman, you know, money must come in. Now, so the conversation is getting interesting, right? And I think I'm beginning to understand the kind of a person you are, because, you know, sometimes one of the questions people might want to ask is that, so why is this person studying nursing and then also being an entrepreneur by the side? But before we even go into that conversation, Oyinlola, you were in nursing school. We know how tedious it can be, you know. I remember those days, they would say, oh, people in the college this, college that. And it can be a lot. So you were in nursing school and you were also running a business. I studied engineering, biomedical engineering, and I know how difficult it was trying to balance, you know, school and business. You know, let's do some rhyme, you know, trying to balance book and business. It was a lot. So for maybe a student entrepreneur that would be, you know, tuning in and watching this podcast, how were you able to balance these two together?
So I'm not somebody that is going to bubble you. I would say I have a gift. So the gift is, I'm going to like talk on the business and the academics. So the academics now is that for my 100 level nursing now, I'd done 100 level engineering. So I had an idea of how the Unilearning system works. So I did not really have to immerse myself into the whole 100 level thing. So it was 100 level was quite easy for me, and because everything was like CBT, some of these courses I'd done them in engineering before, so like it was just like easier.
A recap.
It was more like a recap. But then 200 level was more tedious, and when I was in 200 level, my dad was all about, you can't do business with school.
I trust our parents.
Yeah, like it was a whole fight between me and him. So I moved my stuff from the house, not my products that I sell. I told him that I'm not doing it again. But then I moved them to the hostel and I was working full time. So I was working from my hostel full time. So I had time for posting. That was when I had to like structure. I had to put it that, okay, I'm going to post on Monday. I'm not going to post on Tuesday. The next time I'll post it was on Wednesday, just to like have a balance of, and college can be really crazy, I tell you. Yeah. So I had to like have like a whole full-time structure of how my day should be like. So I knew that, okay, at night, I was very good with studying at night. I can stay all night to study. So I used all my nights to study 200 level. And during the day, I was all about business. I attend lectures as well. And my lectures are not so like full-time, because my lecturers are just like flexible. A lot of time we do presentations and all of that. So 200 level was, I did more of academics than business. But 300 level, I had already understood how the college system works.
Before you go ahead, you know, I want us to take something important from what you've just said so that we can soak it in. The first thing you're saying now is that there was a point in time where you prioritized school. So you're not trying to play it 50-50. No, there was, because balance can be 70-30. You just want to get 100. Sometimes it can be 60-40. So what I had you speak was that there was a point in time where you prioritized your education more than the business, right? And I think it's also an important thing to know. I remember my lecturer was saying something to me that, you know, bringing about this conversation of balance, that university has an expiry date. You can always come back to your business, right? So you have to give that attention to it, knowing fully well that this is just a 4-year contract, 5-year contract. Let me give you what it can take.
Yeah.
And another second thing that you said was you understood yourself.
Yes.
Right? Some people, they do not even understand when is the best time for them to read. Everybody, in those days of maybe Unilorry, some people would just go to night class and go ahead and go and sleep without them knowing that maybe they are early birds, they learn better in the mornings or whatnot. So you already have that self-awareness. You understood what it is that is going to work for you. So I think those two things would work. So if you're tuning in and you're trying to say that, okay, how was she able to do it? First, she prioritized. She knows when to tune things down and when to take it a notch higher. And you also understand the kind of person that you are. So let's go to what happened in your third year.
So in my third year, I already understood the whole college system. I knew the kind of lecturers that I had, what they pay attention to and all of that. So I kind of like relaxed with my academics and picked up my business like so seriously. So there was a time when there was a strike, I think for about 7 months.
Yeah.
So in that moment, till today, I still used to say that it was just God.
A defining moment.
I was working so hard and I was working on our online store single-handedly. I didn't have anybody that I employed that was working for me. So I was working, and each time that we make money, I like sent a percentage to restock, like invest back into the business, then the other parts to like furnish the store till everything came to life, right? So at that point, I was not attending lectures fully, but once it's time for exams, I know that 2 weeks before my exams, I am locked in. No business whatsoever. Everything that I do for that 2 weeks is studying. I don't cook. At that time, I buy food. Like I stock up my fridge with food, bought food. I don't cook because I know how time-consuming cooking can be. For those 2 weeks, I buy food. I do a lot of outsourcing in those 2 weeks because I know that in the time when I was supposed to be reading, I was not. I was focused on the business. So these 2 weeks, they are for academics, and it always works for me. Now, for me, it works for me. From 2 weeks, it moved to like my 400 level, so just 1 week studying, 500 level, so a day to the exam is what I would like even try to like know what was done in that particular course, and it worked for me. So in the time when I'm writing exams, what is the business like doing? So I try to delegate a lot. So immediately after we opened our working store, I knew that I can't be a student and also be staying at the working store. And that was when I decided to I employed just one person to stay at the store. But as time goes by, I knew that, okay, if somebody's staying at the store, I also need helping hands because like the business was growing. I needed helping hands for people that would stay, that would take in the online sales. So I started to employ people, but then in the whole employment phase, I sat down to myself and like examined our books. How much do we have enough to pay somebody? In that time, I knew that we didn't have enough to pay graduates. So I thought that, okay, there are actually people who are just finishing secondary school. They're still under their parents. They're not buying food stuff. They're not paying rent. The only thing that most of them need money for is just for maybe data, to buy clothes for themselves, or to save money up to buy phone and all of that. So they were our target audience when it comes to employment till now. So we bring them in, we give them the skills. I still boast of it that anybody that has ever worked with me like for at least 6 months can leave my business and start up any online business it is that they want to start, because I try as much as possible to lead. When they come to me and say, oh, we have this problem,
you're not trying to micromanage them.
Yes, first thing I ask is, what do you think we should do? Like I want them to like have an idea of, you also can think of what to do and also as well lead. So we pay them enough for themselves, and in return, they are helping me. When I'm not around, they're the ones posting, they're the ones taking pictures of products. Yeah, another skill that they go out with is a product photography skill. And also I try to like inspire them. Most of them come in with, they just want to go to maybe a college of education or polytechnic. But like, I'm not saying these institutions are bad, but like I help them to like expand their mind
Their
to think
mind,
bigger.
yeah.
Like, why do you want to go for a polytechnic? Is it because of the technicality of it, or because you just think that that is what you
That
deserve?
is what you can.
So I like open their mind, inspire them that okay, you can actually dream bigger and want to go to a university and actually own a degree. Like some of them just come in and they just want to study like a course, like not that they actually have interest for that course, but like
They
because they
just feel
think
like
that
that's
that
the
is
best they
yes.
can do.
So I like try to open their mind that you can actually be more than that. You can study a course that is higher than that, and so
There is so much to unpack from this, your story. You know, I was asking you that how were you able to balance your book and your business? And I think one word that would define that was you balance it with so much wisdom. And, you know, the other time you were talking about how that in 200 level, it's a new terrain. You needed to tone down on the business and understand how it was. The moment you understood how everything was, you know, working, you went deep, you dig deep into the business in 300 level. And of course, even as well as you're digging in, there's a time to retreat and say, you know what, we are back into school. We need to lock in. And you said something beautiful because, you know, some people are making all of the money, but they are not ready to, you know, in local parlance, they will say, "Oh, laughing, wo." You will have to use money to get more money. So at that point in time, you know that I cannot be wasting time doing laundry. I can't be wasting time doing this. Of course, I've been able to make at least good amount of money from this. Let me outsource this thing. And there's some people that they are business owners and students. They are just doing their thing, no record
Everything
keeping,
together.
no nothing. They are just making money and living large as, you know, soft girl and all of that. But you were able to look in and say that how much can we afford? And now you did a value for value system. You are going to work for me and how I'm also going to pour back into you. So it's not just a function of, oh, let's just get some. I want boys, me, Eda. Where are my boys? Where are my girls? No, you're also invested in them. And I think that's one of the ways you can pick people, you can keep people and also earn their loyalty because they know that you are not just only trying to use them, you are also investing back to them. And I think that is so brilliant. Let's take things down a bit. You've said a whole lot, but Oyilola, you hosted the first ever, if I'm correct, the first ever Thrift festival in Ilorin, and it was massive. It was everywhere. It became the talk of the town, and you were a student. How were you able to do this? I mean, where did you buy that audacity from? How were you able to do this?
Definitely
We want
not
to
from
know.
Temu.
Definitely not from Tim, yes.
So the whole Katangwa festival thing started after we opened our working store in 2021, and I used to say I was just doing my thing.
Yeah.
So I just announced on my WhatsApp status then that, oh, we now have a working store and we'll be opening today. We have sales. You can get products as low as these. We show them the products. More like we carried everybody along in the process of building the store. And I was so shocked at the amount of people that came in that day. We said we were going to open
for your walking.
Yes, for the walking
opening.
store. We said we were going to
store.
open by I think 9 a.m. or 8 a.m. and we had the first person coming around 6:40 something.
Wow.
So I was shocked that
what's happening
all
here?
closed. And the amount of people that came in was a lot. So when it was, and that it was done in December. So when it was approaching 1 year in 2022, no, 2022 was when we did the walking store. So 2023, when it was approaching, people were sending in messages that, oh, are you not going to do a sales? This is December. It's already a year since you started and everything. So the regular thing that people do online on Instagram is they do do sales, or they do like anniversary, 1 year walking anniversary. So like, so just a lot of name for me. So I sat down and I was like, okay, let's just find something to make this an annual thing that we do every year. So we came up with, so we can call it a thrift festival where people can come in to shop physically for thrifted items. So the second year we did this was not big. Our budget was 750,000 naira. And the only thing I posted on Instagram was a flyer. And flyers don't do well on Instagram. So it was just my WhatsApp that was just posting every day. Oh, come along with your friends and everything. Again, I was shocked at the number of people that came.
Oyilola, before you continue this that you're telling us, you have a very, very strong customer base.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, taking inference from you saying we are opening our store by 9 a.m. and the first working client is already there by 6:45.
Yeah.
And then even the customers were the one that made the request to say, you know what, we want to buy this thing, create it for us. You're not even running after them. How were you able to build this strong customer base? And do you think your studentship sort of have an impact on it?
How was I able to build it? I was sharing a part of my life with them. A random person that is my customer that knows me can easily say, oh, I know her, she's my friend, when I don't even know the person.
What's that friend?
Do you get? Like, I share a lot, like, not a lot, but like I share a part of my life to them. Like, I carried everybody along on what I'm going through.
You built a sense of community.
Yeah, a community of people. So everybody felt
this is our thing.
Yes, this is our thing. This is like that first customer that came. She was one that helped us. She helped us to sweep.
Wow.
She helped us to arrange the clothes because
and
she
she's
came
not
so
your
early.
friend.
And she's not my friend. I've never met her physically before.
Wow.
Like, that was literally the first time that I was meeting her. It was more like a community. They don't know each other, but like they just felt like, oh, this is somebody that I really like. She's doing so well. Like, let us just come and support and everything. And my studentship actually helped because I started in my 100 level. So having access to hostel group chats, having access to different class group chats helped me a lot. And I had like a lot of students around me too. So a student telling a student this, a student telling. So emergence, I posted on my hostel group chat now. Somebody bought a clothes from me. They took it to their hostel. They have like 3 other roommates there. So yeah, so it was like, oh, I love this clothes. Who do you get from? Give me the number. So this person wears the clothes, goes to class. A classmate says, oh, I love this pant trouser that you're wearing. Where did you get it from? Give me the number. And that was how, like, it was just spreading. Then it went above that to other universities. We got that from doing
WhatsApp channel.
WhatsApp, advertisement.
WhatsApp TV
advert.
And I think what you've said is so beautiful because, you know, one of the conversations that people always have, you know, maybe student entrepreneurs and all that is that, I want to start, but I don't have capital. I don't have this. But there's such an enormous resource that you have that you can leverage on. Because now I hear you talk about the fact that there is the hostel group chat, there is your faculty group chat, there's your department group chat. And if we put that all together, there's even maybe fellowship group chat.
Yeah.
If you put all of that together, that's hundreds of people and you're steadily leveraging on that. And I think, again, that is wisdom because some people might be running kitty kata and then trying to do Instagram hats and all of those people. And it's even quite easier to convert people on WhatsApp. Little wonder you said if there is any app that you would... And I think that is so beautiful. So let's continue with the conversation of the Katangwa Festival.
Okay, so after the 2023 one, I started preparing for 2024 one. So I said to myself that if we could spend this amount of money to run this event and we made this much in a day, definitely there is more to be made. Can you give us context into this? I think you said your budget was 750,000. Yes. So how you don't have to be discreet about the numbers. We made more than double the price that was spent. So after the whole thing, I sat down to myself from that December up until 2024 December. What was on the top of my mind was the Thrift Festival. So I was thinking, what can we do? What could, like, if I'm doing this every year, what's the vision for it? It was until I took one step that the cost became clearer. And I had like more clarity as to what we were doing. From January 2024, we started thinking, what can we do? The beginning of January, I already listed out the products that I wanted to sell. I knew that I was going to bring other people in, other thrift vendors in. I knew that, okay, although we didn't even have the name, but then I was just thinking. And I remember God telling me to go travel to Lagos. As of 2024, I traveled to Lagos at least twice in a month for business purposes. So this particular time, I was not supposed to travel, but then God told me, go to Lagos. So I went to Lagos. So on this particular day, God just told me that, although when I go to Lagos, I always like go to the Katangwa market. I was not supposed to go. I didn't have anything to buy. But then I just went. Immediately I dropped from the bus. God told me, pick up your phone and make a record, like capture the market from where you were standing around. So as I was capturing, that was when the idea came to me. Now this is what you're going to do. You're going to name your Thrift Festival after this particular market. Wow. And the vision is going to be that you have Katangwa in Ilorin first, learn your mistake from it. It's going to move from not only Ilorin, it's going to move from to different states. So it's going to be like, you have a Katangwa in Ilorin Festival this month. The next month, you have a Katangwa in Ibadan. You have a Katangwa in Kano states, Katangwa in different states, and this is going to precede us opening a walk-in store in that location. So for example, if you take a look at Celebration Church, so they have like apostolic visitation in a particular city, and few months or few years after there's yeah, something like that.
And I think that is so beautiful. So because I mean the question I asked you was how were you able to pull that off? So it was first a divine instruction that you don't even necessarily know what the end is going to look like, but you obeyed anyhow. And I think another beautiful thing to learn from that is that clarity comes by doing. You know, the moment you took that step, what you did first was even travel down. You traveled down, then the next thing came, and now we are here. And I think another question that I would want to follow up on that is that what were the challenges when you were preparing for this festival?
In the beginning of it, I think as at May, I already had like a budget. We knew how much we were supposed to, like we knew how much we needed, and we were having financial constraints.
Wow.
So I think, for example, let's say the amount of money we want to use to run the whole event is 500K. I'm just giving an example. So it's 500K, and out of that 500K, the only amount of money that the business could like pull out at that time was 200K. So we needed 300K extra. I was like sending in emails and all of that, but eventually we got somebody
to partner.
Yes, who invested, and it was not like an investment. It's more like the person just gave us the money.
Sponsorship.
Yes, just gave us the money to like go ahead with it. And along the line, you know, Nigeria happened, inflation, the amount that was budgeted, we needed more than that. So we had to like cut down on some things, and I'm grateful to God that everything just like worked out fine. Because like before the day, like on the morning of the day, I was so tense that, oh my God, this is not my money, God please come through. But then again, like a lot, we had not started. Before we got there, I already had people calling me, oh, we are already at the venue, the gate is not opened. And I think I was just waking up that morning.
Can you imagine?
So I had to rush and get there. The people that were supposed to work with me too, they were not, like, most of them were just coming, like, they didn't live like in close proximity. I even had to house some of them because they live so far. The events I came in, so everybody, like, we had to like do some mini arrangements, but we had like a whole multitude of people standing outside already waiting for the event to start. So we were just dealing with them that, oh, we told you guys it's 9 a.m. But they were like, oh, they can't come 9 a.m. because people might have bought like all of that. So that morning I was so tense. I was literally screaming that, because people that were working with me, they also wanted to buy, and they wanted to, because they knew that once the event starts, they might not be able to like get what they wanted because they would be on their own duty post. So I was screaming that you guys should go on your duty post, please. I was crying because I was so tense that, oh my God, this is not my money, God please let this thing turn out. But then I was so happy because when the event started, at every 1 hour, we're making like 1 million naira. I'll check my account. I saw 1 million naira stop, I was so happy. After another 1 hour, 1 million naira stop, I was so happy. Like, so like we were able to like gather the whole capital that we used to like create the event, and we made our own profit from it as well.
Lala, let me ask you a question. When you were in preparation for, because I just really want to stream down, what were your major fears? Just mention 2, or let's say 3. What were your major fears regarding hosting that event?
So number 1 was that people would not come out as I wanted them to come. Like, behind my mind, I knew that they were going to come. I was like, what if they did not come?
2, what if?
2, I was like, what if we didn't get the money? What if we were unable to get the money to like run the whole event?
And the third one?
I won't say it was a fear. People stealing from me. So the year before, we had people that I employed to work with me stole because I didn't envision that amount of crowd to be there.
So you were not able to manage it.
So yeah, I was unable to manage it very well. But this time around, I sat down and I put myself in the position of a thief. If I am a thief, how will I steal?
Yeah, so I had to be able to, you know, cut out those loopholes.
I was able to cut out all the loopholes, like they could not steal. Maybe they stole, but like it was not as much as like I was able to cut down everything. I gathered my friends in church and I was asking them, if you were to steal in a particular event like this, how would you steal?
And I think at this point in time, it's a good time for me to spotlight what you have said. And for anybody that is viewing this, you know, talking about your fears, you were like, okay, what if people didn't come out? and these were people calling you whilst you were in your bed that come out or we want to buy. Sometimes our fears are not valid. They are just because we are trying to step into a new territory and we're just trying to sort of prevent ourselves. Another what if that you had was, what if you didn't get the money? And one thing I always love to tell people is, when they say, what if it doesn't happen? What if it happens? And imagine you've reached out to, in fact, you said it, you've reached out to a couple of people telling them to come and partner or sponsor, but only one, you know, responded to it. And I think that one was what was even enough for you to, you know, run that event. And I just think it's a good time to stop to say, come out of those what ifs. You're saying what if it doesn't work, but I think it's a good time to also let you know that what if it works, and look at the enormous success you were able to get from this trade fair. Again, thank you so much for sharing that beautiful experience with us, and you even shared it without holding back. Thank you so much, Oyinlola. Oyin, I have heard lots of people talk down on investing on knowledge. You know, they will tell you all those coaches, they are just collecting your money. All those master classes is just scam. All those this is just that. They just want to sell course to you. They are just coaches that don't even have businesses. From where you stand, you've invested in knowledge. I mean, some of the things that were private, you know, you traveled all the way from Ilorin to go for Olushola's master class. You know, you also paid to be on board on Temi's, Global Temi's mentee and all of that. So what would you have to say to those conversations? You know, because people will tell you that there are lots of YouTube videos you can and we have almighty ChatGPT. By the time you ask ChatGPT for a strategy, it's going to create a framework for you and all of that. But I want you to speak to that.
While there might be like an iota of truth from all their experiences, but that does not mean that we do not have true coaches out there. So a lot of people say, oh, you're a coach, but what have you built from what you have been saying? But the thing is, majority of them, they've paid their due diligence. Most of these coaches, they talk based on analysis that they have done. They talk based on facts that they know. And they have people that they've put through and they have results to show for it. So those are some of the things that you should look at. Like the people that they have taught, what results do they have? So see, for example, Trisha Bees. For a very long time, Trisha Bees was a coach, and he had people that she had taught these things, and we could see the results in their business. Now, Trisha Bees now owns a resort in Lagos, and it is doing so well. Now, you could tell that this is somebody that have done the due diligence, and now she's put it in the work in her own business, and we can see it. So for me now, I think a lot of them have not found their own persons. So I don't opt from one coach to one coach to one coach. I look at the people that I follow. I look at their lives,
embody the possibility you want.
They have a semblance of what I want, and that is why I follow them.
True.
You say, oh, what they teach, you can easily find it on YouTube. You can find it on. You can read it in books. And somebody has told me before that, why am I going? That all the things they are teaching me, I can read them in books. That might be true, right? But if I say, oh, I love somebody so much, or this is somebody that they inspire me, the only way I can get access, or one of the many ways I can get access to these people, is to pay for their courses. I pay for their courses to have access to them, right? And not necessarily the access in the sense of it, right? You pay for their courses, and what being in the room where they teach does to you is that it opens your mind to a level of possibilities, like the kind of people that are in the room with you. Take, for example, Olushola, the last master class was 270K or 270K thereabouts. For somebody to have deep in their hand into their pocket, to put in that money, you know that yes, they are doing something right. They are not just anyhow person, right? So these are the kind of people that you're in the same room with. I mean, the last time that in the PFP class, a woman who owns a resort was sharing how our employees had been stealing, and they've stolen up to 200 million naira from her. And me, that I'm just sitting there, that my own business is not like everything that we own. It's not up to 200 million. Like somebody, it opens your mind that if somebody can be making this amount of money,
so like, what am I doing?
Do you get it? Like you have access to people, so many people that business owners, like big business owners that are there, and like there's just something that it does to you mentally. And same thing with Global Temi's Launchpad, right? So I've seen how she works, I've seen the structures that she puts in place. So attending a Launchpad gave you an idea of what happens
Insights
back
behind
end.
the
Like,
scene.
yes, like you can see that, oh, this is a very structured person, this is a very disciplined person, this is a very principled person. Like you can tell that they don't just come and just give you quotes, blah blah. Like you could tell
There's
that
a
they are
lot of work
working. Yes, a lot
going
of work
behind the
is,
scene.
like a lot of work is going on behind the scene that to an ordinary person you do not know. But it is only when you put yourself into the system that you know what's going on.
And I think what you've said is so brilliant, right? And for me, one of the things I also, tell people about investing in knowledge is that true, you can find all of those courses, you can find all of those knowledge on YouTube or whatnot, but the time is going to take you for you to start looking for the right book, because there are lots of books, right? And you're just trying to cut your curve of learning without having to use your own life as experiments. There are people who have experienced those things. And there's also a very beautiful quote that I said. The man said, "I'm able to see farther because I stand on the shoulders of those that have gone ahead of me." So what you're doing is you're buying time for yourself. And one thing, in fact, I say it often, sometimes the reason why I pay for eye-level coachings or maybe join certain people mastermind is just to be in the community of certain people. You can go for events, anybody can come, but not anyone will come for a mastermind that I paid 250,000 for. There is a certain kind of people
not free
that will be there, and I think that is so beautiful. So if you have that sort of mindset, I think Oyinlola has done a good work of deliverance to let you know that invest in knowledge, and the best investment you could ever make is in yourself. All right, let's wind this down. Has there been any point in time when you wanted to quit your business or put a hold on it? And if there was any point in time like that, what triggered it?
Okay, I think that was earlier in the year. I knew that this year I was going to write like a lot of exams, a lot of professional exams, school exams, projects. Like I'm to write like about 4 exams, and each of those exams I have to like carry out a research and write a project and all of that. So I knew that it was going to be a very, very taxing year, and I knew that I would not be like fully present in the business. So I was like, oh, should I close it down? But I didn't want to close it down because I don't just want to go like dormant and just now have to start and like the whole stress of trying to start all over again. So I let go of all my stuff and just left only one person. So that one person is just to do like the little things that she can do, just so that we are not just quiet. So you'd see us just like maybe once, twice in a week, we just post, like just to know that, okay, we are still alive, but maybe we are not as active as. And in that period of, I think, 5 months of writing exams and everything, that was when the whole clarity of, you can't say, oh, you're doing a Katangwa festival in Ibadan and you're opening a store named Eco Slick, that linkage is not there. And that was what made us change the whole Eco Slick name to, do a whole rebranding and like just relaunch and just start, not like starting all over again. So like I've had that thought. And why? Academic pressure.
And I think that is so beautiful to know that you were able to manage it, to say it's okay for me to tone down on certain things, but let me not lose grip of things that I've used years to build. Now finally, there is someone listening or watching this podcast now. What advice would you give them? They want to start a business. Maybe they're currently doing a 9 to 5, or maybe they're a student, or different categories of people who really want to start out a business. What advice would you give them?
I'll say to them to start anyway. Don't wait for everything to be perfect.
Beautiful.
Don't wait till you have that 1 million naira to start. I started my business with 8,300 naira.
Wow.
And today, like, it has grown. That 8,300 naira has grown bigger. So imagine that I had waited and say, oh, it's just 8,300 naira I have. Let me wait till I have 100K. Let me wait till I have 200K. I wouldn't maybe have started it anyway. So don't wait till you have it. You want to start content creation. Don't wait till you have the best iPhone. Don't wait till you have the best light. Just start anyway. So for me now, for example, people would say, oh, you're saying start anyway, but like there was a point when I started, I was using a Techno phone, Techno Camon 15. So I didn't have an iPhone, but I had a picture, like I wanted my product quality to come out so good. So after we like started, I had a neighbor, I had a friend instead, a friend who had a phone, an iPhone. So I'd always go to her to buy and to borrow the phone, to take pictures. And When I figured out that the phone was having issues with battery, I went ahead to buy a power bank. I could afford a power bank, but I could not afford an iPhone then. So I bought a power bank, and I would go to her and say, see, if you borrow me your phone now, I'm going to return it 100% charged. And she was like, okay, no problem, it's just for 1 hour. So she gave me the phone, I take pictures. She left the lorry, I had to fall back on the neighbor who has an iPhone. So eventually, little by little, we were able to gather our own money and get our own first iPhone. So imagine I had not started because I didn't have an iPhone to take quality pictures. So you can look around you. Everything that you needed is literally around you. You don't have it. You have like you have a friend who is not a content creator but has an iPhone, borrow. You have somebody who has a mic, borrow. And gradually, you're just seeing like stash of things. You have like so many content to put out there and all of that.
Well, you know, like, this is so beautiful. And in simple terms, it's just that there is always a way out.
Yeah.
All of your excuses are not valid. As long as if you want it bad enough, you will find solutions to it. Imagine you wanting to do a thing. Maybe if your current complaint now is that I don't have a good camera. At a time when Lola didn't have a good camera, but she had a friend that had a good camera. Just pitch yourself to them. In fact, at this moment, if you cannot take a bet on yourself to say, you know what, let me go and speak to this person to just sort of invest their phone or their space or in whatever it is that I'm doing. So thank you so much for, you know, sharing your experience with us. And I truly believe, or I think that your story is that of, it's laced with audacity. And then it's so beautiful to see that you were able to do all of the things that you do now because you also leverage on wisdom. Because some of the things that you have said, it's clearly evident that this is wisdom at work. And thank you so much for sharing your experience with us without holding back. You know, you went down, down. And this is such a masterclass on its own. And I strongly believe that anybody that comes across this podcast, watching your interview, the interview we're having with you, is definitely in for a good time. Thank you so much, Onilola.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for honoring our invite. We have a culture of, you know, honoring our guests, and we have a token of appreciation for you, and it's going to be presented to you off camera. But once again, thank you so much.
Thank you.